So my recording has stopped by itself because of the siren. So we haven't had a siren in a while, and I did not expect it. I did not plan it because, of course, I could not know when it's going to happen. But so this is the siren, and this is a warning for people to hide. Lviv is a rear city, pretty much as far from fighting as possible. So here you see the monument, and it looks like the works are for the monument to be protected from shrapnel. So today is the day 223 of what our general staff of the Ukrainian army is saying of the heroic fight of Ukrainians for their freedom. As you can see, people are not running away. People did get used to the sirens. However, this is not the case in other cities in Ukraine. I'm sure cities like Kharkiv, cities like Mykolaiv, cities like Dnipro, cities like Zaporizhia that are close to the front lines. I'm pretty sure that whenever the siren is sounding off, people are running, trying to hide, because there is the cities that have been destroyed, have been damaged. Lviv has not experienced any bombs falling at the downtown, so people are not running away. People are not scared. Most of them. Some do. I know of some. Actually, a friend of mine, whenever he hears the sound, he and his kids, they go to the room that is most protected in their apartment, and they're waiting there until there is alarm sounds off. Okay. So this is Lviv. This is downtown. Right now, there are very few people comparing to what has been the case before the war. Before the war and before the COVID, Lviv used to have tens and hundreds of thousands of tourists. All of these businesses, all of this stuff has been muchly dependent on the tours that would come from Europe, but pretty much from anywhere in the world. And of course, the businesses are suffering because of that as well. So they're saying, please be calm, make sure that you're safe. So just wanted you to see a little bit about how the Lviv is looking like right now during the war. Okay, so this is the currency exchange. You can see right now USD is more expensive than Euro. And partly I think it's because of the war as well. Europe is more in a danger of recession. So it's 40 hryvnias and 25 kopeyks for $1. Before the war, it was somewhere around 27. So this is the city council in German, Rathaus. This is where the mayor of the city is. And one of the things that Lviv has right now is many of the monuments are being protected. So you could see what used to be behind. And now there has been some sandbags, some other stuff perhaps put around those monuments in Lviv. This is a way of trying to protect the historic buildings. The first time, shortly after the war has started, I saw some of these things being built up around some of the buildings, some of the monuments, and of course at that time, the first few days of the war, nobody knew how fast Russians might advance and whether Lviv would be bombed. And I remember walking and thinking, will I ever see this monument again or not? It was very, very surreal to think about a possibility of not being able to see some of those monuments. So this is the downtown of Lviv. Again, I remember before the war, before COVID, I would really not go downtown here because there would be just too many people. Here you can see another monument that's been protected. So this area is called Market Square. So just as I said, today is the day 223 of the heroic fight of the Ukrainian people and the world. It's not just the Ukrainians that are fighting, it's the whole world that is fighting against evil, against utter evil. And I remember the first day of the war, the second, the third. Shortly after the war has started, I started volunteering at a humanitarian center. And we started having people come from Europe, from Germany, from let's see, we had a lot of Germans. So we had one guy from Switzerland, we had people from the UK, we had Americans come. And at that time, it was just so encouraging, just encouraging, because the time was so difficult, was so scary and so depressing and so just heavy. And when I saw people coming to Lviv and trying to help, and there was this feeling that we're not alone in this fight, it was just incredible, so incredible. And so I did decide to start this channel and to talk about the war and how it's happening and how we are here in Ukraine are going through this, and also how we are going in this together in the world. This is the fight against evil. This is the fight against injustice. This is the fight for human dignity. This is the fight for humanity. This is the fight for just respecting ourselves as human beings on this earth. So I would like to hopefully have live chats on YouTube. I hope to create everyday updates on what's happening with the war. I hope I'll be able to do that, and I hope that together we'll come at one point to a time when we will say, this is the day number XXX, and today is the final day of the heroic fight of Ukrainian people and the world for freedom, for dignity, for justice. And that day would be the victory. So, just very briefly about myself, I do want this channel to be in English. I have lived in the United States. I actually studied in the United States for more than 10 years. I remember there was a time when somebody said that they did not hear any accent anymore. And I really felt very flattered when I heard that. I'm not sure whether they were just saying that. I'm sure I have an accent right now, but I would like this to be for primarily, I guess, for the US, but also for Europe and also everywhere in the world. So I might start the live chat on YouTube tonight for the first time. So this is the crossing for me who is walking right now. There is one building that I would like to show you, and this is the building that I just love. Okay, so as you can see, people here, so it's rained recently. You see people in the military uniforms. This is a place where kids play. You see somebody's trying to play basketball. There are a lot of people in Lviv walking in uniforms. This is one of the ways that you know that there is a war here. So Lviv, the first mentioning of Lviv was in 1256. Lviv is the name. The name is derived from Lev, which means lion. So in a sense, Lviv is the city of a lion, and one of the most beautiful buildings that we have here in Lviv is this building, and it's called Gunpowder Building. So the story is that long time ago, during the medieval times, they did have to find a place to store gunpowder, and so the walls of the buildings had to be very thick, just to make sure that it would be extremely difficult to try to blow up all the gunpowder that's being stored. So this is very, very beautiful buildings. I think it dates back to probably 14th, maybe 15th century. And here you can see the lines. So after the war has started, those two lines, they have been covered by the sandbags, and they're sleeping right now here. They're hiding right now here. And I just hope that one day they'll wake up and I'll be able to see their beauty. I hope actually they're not being damaged with all the stuff being put over them. I think it's probably pretty heavy. Anyway, so this is Lviv. Hello from Lviv. And this is my first video of the war, the story of the war, the day 223 of the heroic fight of Ukraine and the whole world against evil.